to have eternal life or salvation is pumping BS down your throat, brother, you will start to gain a whole level of understanding that the majority of people don't understand and will never understand. And will never understand. You know what I'm saying? Like we always talk, we hear the little saying, people talking about, oh, I can sell ice to an Eskimo. I can sell Bedouin to a sand to a Bedouin. But brothers, you don't understand that this world has sold eternal life to immortal beings. You know what I'm saying? They managed to sell eternal life to a people, to a source of energy that can never die. How can you do that, brothers? How can you sell eternal life to something that has always existed and can never die? I'm telling you, it's a hoax, brother. And once you understand this, man, you're just now beginning to crack the code. Let's ponder on that, man. Ponder on the weight of that. Ponder on the majority of us grew up in certain establishments, certain religions, where we thought we had to do a certain thing, where fear was pumped down our throats, and all that was happening, man, is they were religion pretty much. Certain religions, if not all, are simply monopolizing spirituality, or simply monopolizing our connection with Source, or simply monopolizing that. Say, if you don't come through us and our prophets and do these certain things, then you're destined to be in this fiery pit for the rest of your life. Brother, imagine what's taking place. So to overcome this, man, to crack that code, you have to know two things, man. You have to first know who and what you are, and we're gonna go into that. And second, you have to really define what heaven and hell is, right? So first off, man, the thing to debunk it, and I talk about this all the time. Heaven and hell, knowing who you are, knowing what you're capable of. You know what I'm saying? If you really sit back and say, you know what? Okay, who am I? What am I? You understand that? Hey, you know what? Okay, what I really am is simply energy. I'm simply energy again that has always existed and can never die. And I'm made in the image and likeness of the ultimate source of energy, or God, or the all, or whatever you want to put a label on that. It really doesn't matter, right? Once you understand that, it begins if you really think about that, it begins to discredit this whole salvation, this whole eternal life thing. It's like how you gonna sell me something that I am? You know what I'm saying? If I am that, how can you sell me something? But to really understand it, man, is to discredit this whole heaven and hell thing, man. The whole streets of gold and mansions, I don't even talk about that, but you have to ask yourself, this is what you have to ask yourself, and this is what I asked myself, right? I said, you know what? Let's say, because what you have to understand first, man, is that heaven and hell is not a place. If heaven and hell is a thing, it's not a place. Heaven and hell is a state of mind, a state of being, right? Once you start to understand that, it begins to unravel all this stuff you've been taught all your life, right? So what I asked myself, brothers, I said, okay, let's say that heaven is a place. Let's say that heaven is a place that I go once I die, right? What do I want that place to look like? And I pondered on it. I said, do I want streets of gold? Do I want mansions? Do I want Cadillacs? Do I want 10 wives? Do I want all these things that people have sprinkled upon it, right? And I said, man, to be honest, bro, I don't want none of that stuff. Like when I leave this earth, I don't want none of those things. I can obtain those things right here on this planet. Why do I want to leave here just to get more of it or bigger portions of it? I said, that's not heaven to me, man. I said, when I leave this planet, all I want, man, I don't even have to be told, good job, well done, whatever this stuff. All I want to do is reconnect with the source from which I came. In other words, I know that I am a fraction of the all. All I want to do, man, is connect back to that fraction and be a part of that all. Be one with it to see everything from that point of view, man. That's all I want. And once that was my ultimate goal, brother, I said, now I'm starting to understand a lot of things, man. Now I'm starting. So that's what heaven, if we want to call it a place, would be like to me. And so to define hell, it would be the complete opposite. It will be the absence of that energy. It will be the absence of me, reconnecting with the all. You know, and when I say heaven hell is a statement, it's simply a statement. Like you can look at people's lives and say, you know what, are they living in heaven or are they living in hell? If you're waking up every single day and you're hating life, you're complaining about everything else, you know, the people in your life ain't shit, your boss ain't shit, your health, everything about you, you hate going to, brother, you living in hell. If you're waking up in misery, you're waking up in hell every day, man. You're waking up in hell, man. And if you're waking up every day and you're just joyous and you're grateful, man, you have gratitude, you're thankful for the good and quote unquote what most people call bad because there's a learning lesson in it. If you're grateful for the people that you have in your life, if you're grateful for your husband and your wife and your kids and your family, I'm telling you, brother, that is a state of paradise. Is it the ultimate state? Of course not. The ultimate state is when we return to the place from where we come. But think about this. Think about this.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? Look at this check for $160,000. If you're looking to get money you owed for an injury, I want you to imagine you and your family getting that money, because I know a way that you can. Now, before you think I'm crazy, I want to show you how you can get that money you're owed.
To even think about a post-life fiery pit, it doesn't match up, brothers. Because if we're saying that we're made in the image of the all, if we're made in the energy or source that created us, then it doesn't make sense. Because how many of you brothers would take your son or your daughter, right, and you know, and put any crime on them, any act of anything on them, right? How many of you brothers or sisters would still send them to some fiery pit for punishment? None of you would. Maybe one of y'all crazy jokers would. Maybe one of y'all, right? But real talk, nobody would, man. So if none of us would do that, then how can the source from which we came, that is greater, you know, in all these areas, as far as love and compassion and you know, how can the source from which we